On this episode of Bondi Vet, Chris fights to save a hit-run victim.
If the pressure of the air around the lungs gets too high, it just squashes them and she can't breathe. That'd be the end of her.
A woman faces losing her young puppy after just 2 days.
He's part of our family. He's my child. Big cuddles.
2-year-old Boris is running out of time.
Couldn't be without him. He's my life.
Radical surgery is his only chance.
This is his last chance. If we can't do this now, it's not going to get done.
What's happened to this kitten to make a little boy cry?
They'll be devastated if they have to give up their new little buddy.
And will this washed-up racehorse get a second chance?
She's a different horse than she was in the paddock.
You remember the track, don't you?
There you go.
You make my world a better place.
Yes! He's walking with me.
I can depend on you.
I'm on my way up to Newcastle to see the family, but before I get up there, I really wanted to make a special stop off. I got a letter from a girl called Jess who's got a dog who's not even 2 years old yet, called Boris. He's had some really serious troubles. She sounds pretty desperate, so I'm really hoping I can help out in some way.
Good guy. We're getting to know each other, are we? Huh?
Boris was born with a cleft palate, a genetic deformity which leaves a dangerous hole between the roof of the mouth and the softer palate behind it.
Is it true? Are you a tough guy? You've had to be a tough guy, haven't you?
Puppies born with this affliction are normally euthanased immediately. That's exactly what would have happened to Boris if vet nurse Jess Warby hadn't stepped in and rescued him.
It was quite stressful. A lot of us didn't know if he would survive. We had to put a tube into his stomach every 2 hours to inject milk to feed him, and it was touch and go.
He would have had quite a few infections, I'd imagine, along the way.
He gets them quite regularly.
Just from the food pushing up to his nasal cavity and carrying bugs.
In his short life, Boris has endured 7 operations to close the hole in his mouth. None of them have worked.
He's had ear cartilage harvested to try and fix the hole. That didn't work. He's had a plate fashioned, like holes drilled in his gums, and that also didn't work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If I don't do anything, he will get to the point where he'll just be very sick, and yeah, it'll be time for him not to be with us any longer, which is really scary for me. Good boy.
Chris will now arrange for Jess and Boris to meet with surgeon Andrew Marchevsky at SASH.
So basically, you're my last hope.
It's no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
Hi, we're here to see Lisa. We've got a puppy that's not doing very well.
Over at the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, another much-loved pet urgently needs help. A distressed mother and daughter have rushed in their 8-week-old puppy.
So at 3 o'clock, he wasn't doing well. He was just swaying and threw up and urinated at the same time and basically just collapsed.
Dougie is limp and unresponsive.
How many times has he vomited today?
3. He's going to be okay.
I don't know. We have to see, okay?
But you have to say that, right?
I can never give any guarantees, you know. He's a little puppy, he's only small.
Emergency vet Lisa Chimes is feeling the pressure. Natalie and Tess have just brought Dougie home and are already besotted.
Got him Thursday night, and now it's Saturday. So pretty much 2 days, day and a half.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't look very happy.
He doesn't. Let's see. 1.8. So his blood glucose is pretty low. I'm just going to put an IV catheter in him so that we can get some glucose into him, because if the glucose drops any lower, he's at risk of having a seizure. Puppies are so hard because their systems are so fragile, and a tiny change can cause a massive disturbance. Now, Natalie mentioned to me that she did feed Dougie some raw food yesterday. This dietary change could have been enough to cause these signs.
He's just supposed to be ours. He looked at me, I looked at him. It was just meant to be. And if he doesn't, he's going to come home with us. There's no way we're leaving here without him.
At the Bondi Clinic, vet student Erin is carrying in a boxer who's been hit by a car in peak hour traffic on the Bondi Expressway.
What happened, huh?
John is the Good Samaritan who risked his own personal safety to rescue the hit-run victim.
Had she run, she would have run into the path of another vehicle, so I stopped.
So he's not your dog?
Not mine, no.
Yours?
No.
No? All right. Thank you for stopping, though.
That's fine.
In that sort of traffic,
Yeah.
that's a bold move.
While the broken leg is horrific, Chris is more worried that the boxer may have suffered a collapsed lung.
Right now, she's gasping for air, and that worries me. We're now getting up towards 150, 160 mils, which is a huge amount of air to have leaked out of the lungs into the cavity. So that says that she's probably torn an airway and actually being hit by the car, and that air's now rushing out, almost hissing out into that space. She's got a pneumothorax, so even though she takes deep breaths, she just can't get that air in quickly enough. She's been hit by a car.
The boxer's owner, Diana, has been desperately searching for her beloved pet.
To help her out.
Molly was chased out of the park by another dog and was too scared to come back.
I just ran and screamed.
If the pressure of the air around the lungs gets too high, it just squashes them, and she can't breathe, she can't get the air in, and that'd be the end of her.
Bye-bye, Molly. Hey, bye-bye. Chris will look after you. Okay?
Now that Diana's arrived, Molly's saviour John is happy to go home.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. I'm so...
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for stopping too. It's
Welcome.
very cool.
Don't worry.
Chris now needs to x-ray Molly's leg and torn lung.
It's the sort of injury you don't really want to look at. At the moment, she's must be going through hell.
He's crawled up behind the motor.
Meanwhile, at nearby Coogee, the police search and rescue squad has been called out to save a trapped cat.
My doorbell went about 1 o'clock this morning. I jumped out of bed and went to the front door, and there were 2 policemen. And they said there was a little kitten under the bonnet of my car, and was very, very distressed. I'm so grateful the neighbours did hear the little kitten, because if I'd come up in the morning and it was still there and I didn't know and I started the car, I mean, it would have hurt it. It could have even killed it, I imagine. It just would have been horrific if something had happened to it.
Come on. Can you grab him from there? Are you able to grab him?
But just when the rescuers finally get their hands on the feisty kitten, it takes off into the bushes.
Somewhere here, in the vicinity.
So with Aileen leading the search, the neighbours have all joined in.
Can you hear it?
Come on, little one. Come on. Come on. We're going to look after you. Come on, where are you? He's frightened with us trying to get him out. I'm worried he'll come out and he'll just run across the road again, and there's so much traffic. He could get hit with a car.
Hey, getting pushed.
little
a
man.
bouncing little bundle of joy.
On Bondi Vet to the rescue, Lisa is under pressure to save cherished pet
I think
Dougie.
we've got a combination of dehydration and low blood sugar here. Just gonna give him some glucose straight into his vein because Dougie's glucose is very low and that can be life-threatening. It can affect his brain, it can cause him to seizure. Worst case scenario, he can die from it. So it's really important I just give it to him straight away.
Owner Natalie is not coping with the thought that something might be seriously wrong with her new puppy.
He's part of our family. He's my child.
It's Mummy. Hi, baby. See, I even got a tail wag there.
It's you in the morning light.
I've seen many owners in love with their puppies, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone quite as mad about her baby as Natalie. After just 2 days.
Mummy's not leaving you. They're making me do this.
Oh my goodness, I thought Natalie was going to crawl into the cage and spend the night here. I'm really just hoping that Dougie has the strength to pull through this.
The handy thing from this X-ray is showing that on that left side, which is what we were working on before, there's no black line. So that's where I've actually done my work here. It's this right side where there's still air there. If I can suck that back out, we're a chance here.
2-year-old Molly was run over and left for dead. The boxer has a badly fractured leg, but her torn lung is the greatest danger.
Yeah, we're just getting towards the end of it now.
All I was praying for was that I find her. Well, this is a best case scenario in a series of worst case scenarios.
A second set of X-rays shows Chris is winning the fight.
To see her lungs looking like they're fully inflating now, or very close to it, it's a sigh of relief, and it's probably the way that Molly feels right now too. She can actually breathe. This tibia coming down here.
Molly's leg has been broken in 2 places, but she'll need to stay at the clinic for at least 2 days until her lungs have stabilised.
Let's go home and cry now.
Yeah, you've been through a lot.
I think my adrenaline's wearing off.
Only then will the courageous boxer be transferred to SASH for surgery.
Are you? All right, I'll see you later.
I've got to say, I really admire Molly the whole time she's been in here. No fear. Okay, you've been very, very brave today, you have.
Just gonna check his blood glucose again after he's had his injection.
Back at SASH, 8-week-old Dougie is deteriorating rapidly.
Oh dear, give you some more glucose.
The puppy's glucose levels are dangerously low, putting him at risk of seizure. More blood tests are being run, but Dougie is a long way from going home.
No, we don't have any results yet, Natalie.
Now Lisa has to break that news to Natalie.
Poor Natalie has just got home and she is already on the phone to us. And I have a feeling that this is definitely not the last phone call we're going to get. Yes, as soon as we know anything, we'll give you a call. You just need to get some sleep. We're looking after him. No results yet. Okay, bye. Poor Natalie. I actually feel a little sorry for her.
Very excited, aren't you? Yes.
Next day, Jess has arrived at SASH to find out whether anything can be done to help Boris. The Staffy was born with an extreme cleft palate, and constant infections are now threatening to end his life prematurely.
One way or the other, I'm going to know which way it's going to go. So, scared in case it's not good news. He's my life.
Surgeon Andrew Marchevsky and dental expert Nadine Fiani are the team in charge of Boris's future.
Wow, it's quite the hole.
3D scans show Boris's condition is much worse than anybody expected.
He's got a loss of bone basically from his nose all the way down to the back of his throat, but it's actually probably about twice the size of the actual hole that we can see. We're going to have to be creative and radical to try and get this closed. We've got to give it a red hot go.
In all honesty, I think what we could do is actually extract these teeth, so we might have to stage the procedure.
It will be the first time this groundbreaking surgery has ever been attempted in Australia.
What we'll do is extract these teeth,
Take these out.
Take them out. Take them right out. Once that all heals, it'll allow us to have an extra centimetre of tissue that we can close up with, and a centimetre goes a really long way in the mouth.
Well, I think we can do something.
You do? Really?
Yeah. It's not going to be easy,
Okay.
and it's going to take a while, and
Okay.
it's not going to be one procedure.
Okay.
I think we can do it.
You think you...
I think we can do it.
Well, that was more than I was expecting to hear.
I've got to tread very carefully with this because Jess has come here with high hopes and low expectations, and I don't want to give a false hope. It's nice to get an opportunity to get something as bad as this sorted, so...
You say that now. You don't know what you're getting into. Thank you so much.
All right, Jess.
Thank you.
This is his last chance. If we can't do this now, it's not going to get done. So it's going to be tough.
On Bondi Vet's Rescue Special, Chris is back at the clinic after working through the night to save hit-run victim Molly.
You looked after him so well last night.
Outside, Aileen is on her way to see Chris with her grandsons Declan and Logan and their furry fugitive.
Explain to me how you have...
How we have this dear little kitten. Well, it was early hours of Sunday morning. 2 policemen rang my doorbell to say he was under the bonnet of my car, but he escaped. Crossed Carrington Road, which is a very busy road, so he's used up one of his lives, I feel, and he hid in the garden all night. So eventually enticed him out about 12 midday.
It's a big weekend for a little guy.
Very big weekend, yeah. And the boys happened to be staying overnight, so they were there to help Grandma look after him, weren't you?
Have you noticed he keeps on turning around and licking? So I'm just wondering if he might have some fleas. He does. Is there? What do you reckon this gets rid of? The thing's gas. If only it was that simple.
With the fleas treated, Chris then worms and vaccinates the runaway.
Look at that. Didn't even notice it.
Wasn't it?
The most important thing before anyone gets too attached, which might be a little bit too late, we should probably check it for a microchip. Did you hear a beep? What do you reckon that means?
We can keep it.
Chris now needs to notify the council and local animal shelter. It'll be a week before Aileen can take the kitten home.
So are you okay to wait a few days before you take him home?
For 5-year-old Logan, a week is a very long time.
He'll be all right, Logan, with Dr. Chris is going to look after him. I think it would be heartbreaking to not keep him now. And I have been thinking about getting another cat, so yes, maybe it was fate.
I almost hope no one comes to collect him. Because you look at Logan and Declan, they've already become so attached. They'll be devastated if they have to give up their new little buddy.
Meanwhile, glucose and a night at Sash have worked wonders for little Dougie.
He's been eating well, he's full of energy, he's had no vomiting, and Natalie is just beside herself. She just can't wait to smother him with cuddles.
Natalie and Tess and Dougie's canine friend Penny are impatiently waiting to be reunited with the puppy.
Who's around the corner? Who's there? Thank you. Oh, buddy. He'll probably sleep a lot tonight.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just sit around and watch him sleep.
He's a gorgeous little thing. Hey, hopefully we won't have to see you back here, mister, and you're going to grow nice and big and strong. Natalie and Tess love Dougie so much. It's almost like when I brought him out there, they were just in this Dougie trance. They had no idea of what was going on around them.
Oh, it's just heaven. It's just wonderful. Home just wasn't the same without him.
Oh, look at that. That is not nice. Oh, sweetie. So brave.
3 days after her accident, Molly has been transferred to SASH.
Good girl. Yeah.
The boxer is still in danger from her torn lung, but surgeon Andrew Marchevsky can't delay her leg surgery any longer.
Obviously got to fix her fracture, but her life-threatening problem is the pneumothorax, or the air around the lungs.
A chest drain is being inserted into Molly to minimise the risk of the anaesthetic.
So if there's a little tear in the lungs, we'll actually push the air through that tear and it'll leak outside the lungs, and that will cause the lungs to collapse. And then suddenly she crashes, and yeah, you've got to be really careful. I'm sucking air out now of her chest, yeah. That's a litre of air that we've got out of that without really trying very hard. It's a bit like Meccano, doing this sort of stuff. A little bit more blood involved, but it's essentially Meccano. How's she going now?
She's good. She's very stable.
No problems with the breathing?
No, she's breathing a bit more now.
Right, so this is the last screw. I'm really pleased with how it's come together, to be honest. I think the leg will be 100%. I mean, we've got 2 or 3 months of healing ahead of us. It's all right. Don't worry about it so much. You can put your tongue in. Go on, have a sleep. You have a sleep. It's all right. I mean, she was trying to walk on this leg when it was flopping all over the place, so I think she'll run out of here. It's going to be fun keeping her quiet.
I've had a call from Jess, and it's great news. She is going to go ahead with Boris's surgery. It's a big decision. They just need to raise so much money, and that's why I'm heading up to see them again today. They've got their local doggy day out on, and I'm hoping I can lend a hand with some of the fundraising. Should be fun.
It's in money for Boris to have an operation. Yep. They're $1 each or $65.
In New South Wales, Hunter Valley, Jess is hard at work selling raffle tickets.
That's good. Hey, Boris, it's a big day, buddy. It's a big fundraising day. We're raising plenty of money with kisses. Is that what you're doing? Is that how you're doing it, is it? Huh?
Boris is running out of time, but $8,000 needs to be raised to pay for his cleft palate operations.
Hopefully everyone understands it's for him and he can stay with me forever then, instead of just a short time.
Who wants to buy a raffle ticket? Yep. I'm already going here.
$1 each or $65? Yeah, I'll get you some change.
I'd like to donate $20.
Yeah, oh, good on you. Thank you.
For a kiss.
For a kiss. Who gets the kiss? Is it... Do I get the kiss or you? There you go. Easiest $20 I ever made. Or Boris ever made.
Happy birthday, Boris!
Happy birthday, Boris.
There's another reason to celebrate today. It's Boris's 2nd birthday.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
And right now, he has no idea what lies ahead.
It's been a massive challenge for Jess to bring up a dog like Boris. But to now try to raise money, this has been one hell of a mountain to climb for her. She's doing well so far, but it's not over yet. Yes, and I will eat more cake. That's enough, Boris.
A few days later, Chris is back on the road for another rescue mission.
Just had a call to go out and see a horse that's apparently in pretty poor condition and getting worse. Now, it sounds as though nothing's ever really gone right in her life. Her name's Sally. She's an ex-racehorse. Now, typically, ex-racehorses really struggle to have a bright future. My hope is if she's not in too bad a condition, then there might just be a way we can turn her luck around.
4-year-old failed racehorse Sally has been dumped in a paddock.
It must be her. Hey, girl.
Chris has been asked by Randwick Racing Trust to check her out as a possible candidate for their new rehabilitation program for unwanted thoroughbreds.
To put it in the simplest possible terms, if she fails this test for soundness, then she's off to the sale yards. And from there, you just hate to think about what might happen to her.
G'day, mate.
Hi, boys.
Chris.
How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Not too bad.
Scott and Shane, who run the Randwick program, have arrived to hear what the verdict will be for Sally.
So she's had 3 starts for a last, a second last, and a second last. So, yes, it's embarrassing, I know, Sally. She's consistent. That up. She is very consistent. I'm going to give you a full check. There you go. She's obviously not in the greatest condition, just coat's a bit ratty and a little on the skinny side. Look okay. Gum colour's nice and pink.
The future's grim for horses that are left without the care that they need. And whether it's a slow decline or whether it's something that has to happen, they have to be taken away and put down, it's neither of them are good options, that's for sure.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
Hi, Boris. How's Uncle Boy?
At SASH, Boris has arrived for the first of his radical operations.
I'm a little bit scared to get my hopes up too high and get my heart broken again. Okay, you be good boy.
All right, Jess, you be brave too.
Thank you.
All right, come on, Boris.
Bye.
Good boy. Oh, I'm happy to leave. Yeah, come on.
If today's surgery doesn't work, Boris is on limited time. Most cleft palate puppies are put down at birth.
What we're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. The actual real hole is probably twice that size because there's no bone underneath this, which there should be.
Dental surgeon Nadine Fiani is heading the revolutionary operation.
We are going to take the teeth away in order to give ourselves as much tissue to be able to close that hole off. And at the moment, it's really the teeth that are standing in our way to reach all that lovely, lovely, healthy tissue in the cheeks.
But his teeth are perfectly healthy, and so they're in there rock solid. And it's not just one tooth. There's 9 or 10 we're going to have to take out like this.
In this case, a little bit of muscle does help.
Boris's smile may never be the same, but he's been left with enough teeth to be able to eat normally.
Oh, my God. Right, it came. Bone is intact. Okay, so that was the last one. I am absolutely thrilled with how everything went today. There were definitely difficult extractions, but I think we got everything out and we managed to conserve as much bone as possible. And that's the most important thing, because that's going to be our scaffold next time.
Basically, we've done half the job now. The really important part's what we've got to do in a few weeks' time, and that's actually close the hole. I figure it puts a bit of pressure on because it's not fixed yet. I'm sure Jess knows this is her last crack at it, and it's Boris's last crack at it as well.
Papa!
Hi, Boris.
Hello.
Say hello to your mum. Come on. Here you come.
Oh, Papa! Yeah, a month to wait. Means one more procedure. One more.
Fingers crossed.
If this fails, we're done. We can't do anything else.
Oh, good boy.
Basic structure of the hoof's all right. Seem to have any pain.
Chris's examination of abandoned racehorse Sally is also a matter of life or death.
If we didn't get the call to come out, this horse would probably stand in this paddock for another, who knows how long. Thoroughbreds in paddocks don't do very well. Largely, they can stand there and starve to death if they're not getting the right sort of care. In some paddocks, the feet will grow out until they look like flippers, and then suddenly they're no good for anything ever, and there's only one option,
She has the bare bones of what, and quite literally the bare bones of what could be quite a good horse in whatever field you had in mind. But I just can't see a reason to say no.
Okay, good.
See you in Randwick.
Sally's now off to Randwick Racecourse. She may have passed her first test, but her future is not guaranteed until she's accepted into the rehabilitation boot camp.
Is it funny though, the ears are up? She already looks a hand taller, doesn't she?
Absolutely, she's a different horse than she was in the paddock. There she is.
You remember the track, don't you?
There you go. Good girl.
I just want to do one more final test just to trot her up and actually see if she's lame on any 4 of her legs. Ideally what we're looking for is that back hoof should actually come through and land in the same spot where the front hoof landed. if you watch closely, she actually does that. Mate, she's all yours. I think she's going to be a great prospect.
Yeah, great. We'll give her a go and see how she turns out.
This is the new home, is it?
This is Sally's new home, Chris, and this is where the rehabilitation program's based.
Yeah. It's social, aren't they? All coming out to check out who the new kid is.
Absolutely.
Sally's been put through a series of tests today, and for a horse that's never really had too much luck, she's found some today. Girl, I'm all done. Next time I see you, things might have changed.
Now all that stands between Sally and a secure future is whether she can be retrained for a life outside of racing.
Thanks very much, Chris. Come back in a couple of weeks, you won't recognise it.
Mate, looking forward to it. Thanks very much, mate. See you later. You look after the new kid, all right?
Today, Chris is on his way to the Children's Hospital in Western Sydney for a reminder that pets can also rescue people, especially those going through tough times.
Hey, Soph, how are you? This is Farley, isn't it?
It is Farley.
Hello, Farley. How are you? You good? Speak? Good.
He's made a promise to help one of Australia's most inspirational little girls, Sophie Delizio.
Do you want me to get it out?
Sophie has just the most incredible story. I'm sure everyone's heard about it. A car crashed into her childcare centre and caused her to have third-degree burns to 80% of her body. She lost both of her feet, but the staff here at Westmead, they saved her life.
And this is its kennel.
Now Sophie has her own Day of Difference Foundation to help other critically injured children.
Is this Jack?
This is Jack, yeah.
Today, she and Chris are handing out Tara dolls, named after Sophie's first assistance dog.
My dad thought that it would be a good idea to call the dog Tara as a remembrance of my dog. She was a good help to me and I really did miss her.
From the same litter, I reckon.
Sadly, Tara passed away 2 years ago. Sophie's now waiting to get another four-legged helper.
Drop. Roll over. It's a high 16. I never cease to be amazed at the impact that pets can have on kids, and when they find themselves in horrific situations where they're going through a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, an animal just can soften that whole experience. And that's why I'm so behind pet therapy, because it does work. It really does make a difference. Can I do one more?
Yes.
Sally, speak.
It does help blocking your ears. Makes me feel really happy that they have something to enjoy while they're in hospital.
No worries at all. It's our pleasure. And the look on their faces. They forget about everything else and just see this little puppy dog in front of them, and that's what it's all about. You know, just for those few seconds, that nothing else matters.
Watch yourself there.
Over at Randwick Racecourse, Scott's having some interesting moments with Sally's rehab.
Steady, steady, steady. She looks a hell of a lot better than she looked when we picked her up. She's still got a fair way to go, but she's come a long way in the time. Steady. When she first came in here, she had the flared nostrils and the whole, racing attitude going on, and it took her a while to realise that she wasn't going to have to gallop. Steady, steady, steady.
The unwanted thoroughbred will only get a second chance if she can pass this re-education boot camp.
Steady. What's up? Steady. Good girl. Definitely worth saving. They're all worth saving, It's great to see that they get the opportunity to move on to something worthwhile in their lives, I fall for all of them, I really love horses, I do. It's a bit soppy, but, they're great animals. They do great things for us, and it's hard not to fall for them. They're beautiful things.
Mate, how did you get across here? Look at it. Madness.
It's been over a week now, and nobody's claimed the runaway kitten that was trapped in the engine of a car.
It's the last time you ever crossed this road.
So Chris is delivering a very special parcel to some very happy boys.
Hey. Chris, Declan, look who's here. Look who's here. Isn't he beautiful? Do you want to hold him, Logan? Remember how to hold him?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, very good. You're a dear little fellow, aren't you? I'm very happy to have him. Very happy to have him. It's just nice to have that other little heartbeat in the house. And the boys will love coming over to see him.
I'll leave you with the task of taming.
Yes,
our wildlife.
all right. I'll do my best. Thank you for bringing him to us.
You're pretty keen.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you
You know,
again.
this should be the last time.
I hope so. No offence.
3 weeks after Boris had 10 teeth removed, he's now ready for his final and most important surgery.
Last night in bed, I might have had a few little dark thoughts about the what if and if something goes wrong, but we've fought too hard and he's fought his whole life, so he's here against all odds.
Come on, buddy.
Bye, Bubba. No, you need to go.
You gotta go, buddy. Come on.
Be good.
Come on, Boris.
Be
Come
good.
On, come on.
This is the last chance to fix the dangerous hole in his mouth.
The tricky thing about today is that it's not like 95% of the work has been done and we're almost there. This is the hardest operation, the trickiest operation, and the operation that's probably most prone to failure.
Yeah, Nadine kept it quite quiet, that this hasn't been done very often. Did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm quite nervous about it.
The surgery is slow and painstaking.
We have to preserve as much tissue as possible. So you've got to be really careful with the edges of the flap, because they're the bits that'll start to tear if you're trying to pull on it too much.
Boris has had so many different operations and so many different people along the way trying to help him out, but the situation has now become so desperate. We're having to do an operation that's never been done in Australia before, and it's only the second time in the world. So if you notice that people are a bit nervous, that's why.
And we've just undermined all that tissue, so we can then just clip it across and just go over the hole there. And then we'll be able to suture that to the bone on this side, and then we'll suture another flap of tissue over the top of that.
After a marathon 4 hours, it's finally complete.
Righto.
Awesome.
We're done.
Well done, guys. I was going to say, I have my doubts, but it's, in terms of how it would look, but it's...
Ye of little faith,
It
Dr.
actually,
Brown.
it looks very good. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
You know you were hoping for a good result?
Yeah?
You just got it.
Oh my God, are you serious? How good of a result? Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. He's gone really well.
Really?
Yeah, really
There
well.
was plenty of tissue?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's taken a lot of work from a lot of people to get to this moment, but honestly, the only thanks any of us needed was to see Jess's face.
Oh, I can't believe it's all done. It's all done, it's all over, and it's good. Oh, Papa! Oh, darling. Oh, you look so...
He looks tired, doesn't he? You just can't forget it's been such a long and a really tough journey to get to this point. And even though Jess wasn't in that surgery today, it was her that fixed Boris. She saw something in him from the start that was worth saving. She wouldn't take no for an answer, and today, she got a reward.
Let's go down. No, settle, settle, settle. Good girl, good girl.
3 weeks after being hit by a car, Molly is recovering well and is back at her favourite park.
I know you're expecting me, but I thought I'd bring along someone that probably wanted to come along as well.
Oh, John.
Hi, Diana.
Hello, John.
Look at Molly. And I think you want to say hello.
I'm just stoked. Just stoked.
Yeah. How anybody could hit not just Molly, but any animal and just leave it on the road.
More. Why not? More?
I can't imagine what I'd be doing right now if anything seriously happened to Molly. I'm really grateful. I'm very, very grateful. So
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Big thank you from me and a huge thank you from Molly.
Well, I've already got that.
Considering the state of panic that Molly would have been in, if John hadn't stopped, she would have just kept on running into the path of another car. She would have been gone. John saved her life.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See, is that enough?
I'm not going to give you any back, though.
Been looking forward to this.
Oh, I bet you have.
Has there been much change?
Mate, it's a massive change. You'll be surprised, I think.
This was 4-year-old Sally just 5 months ago.
Oh, wow. Is that her?
That's her.
Scott's hoping he's found a new home for Sally. She just has to pass one more test.
I'll need to sit on her and see what she feels like, and then see her over a jump.
If she can impress Kevin, Sally will begin her new life as an eventing horse.
Basically, you get a feel straight away whether you like them or not, whether you're comfortable on them.
Right now, Sally's jumping for her life. If she clears this, she's probably found a new home. Good girl. A bit proud, aren't you, I reckon? A bit proud. Yeah.
She's got a new home.
Sensational. It's a little bit sad when you let them go because you always form a bit of a bond with them, but that's what we're here for.
You have to remember this isn't just about Sally, this is about the thousands of ex-racehorses that have this huge cloud over their future. If they can be a little bit like Sally and have the chance that Sally's had, then everything starts to look a bit brighter.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen for more great content. And for free, exclusive, never seen before Bondi Vet stories, you can sign up to bondipet.com, and you can do so via the link in the description.